Well, tell me when Compassion came along. I mean, tell us the story about that. How did that happen? You know.
Well, it was kind of a joke, because at the time I met Compassion, I was only 6, and there was a nearby school whereby children used to play, and my utmost wish was if I could be allowed to play with these children, and I was never allowed to play with kids because that would be a sign of laziness. You have to work. But one morning, Africa being Africa, as a culture, it doesn't matter who you are, come Sunday, you all go to church. So I was attending a local church where Compassion had a project and was sponsoring children. And it's one of these days that Compassion was registering children for sponsorship. And the leaders, the workers of Compassion, knowing my background and where I came from and what I was going through, I got a chance to be registered with Compassion. And what that meant was that I had found a friend, far away from where I lived, but somebody from Canada had chosen to become my friend and give me a new chapter in history.
Well, I think that's amazing. It's almost like the story of the Samaritan. Wow, just giving you an opportunity. Now, we spoke about when Compassion came in. Now, tell us some of the stuff that's happened since that time, because they came in when you were 6. I won't ask you your age now because there's something about your skin that tells me that you're really young now. But tell us a bit about what's life saying to you now?
Well, life goes back to that moment when that gentleman reached out one morning in church and picked up my profile, my picture. I don't know what he saw into my eyes, I don't care, but he did. When he picked up that picture, that was the turning point in my life. Because when he did that, he might have thought that he's doing a token to charity. But to me, he was putting an end to the chains of slavery that had tied me up from when I was as young as 3. He was giving me a chance to live again. He was buying me the freedom to become a child again. And he was giving me a right to bring up a generation free of poverty. And this is what happened most. Since I was a child, I knew I didn't matter, nobody cared about me. It was until one morning when I received a letter from my sponsor, and these were his words. He said, "Peace, we have your picture on our table in the kitchen. Every morning we pray for you. We know you can be whatever you want to be in life. Go for it, girl, we love you." That was scary. I never ever heard anyone say to me they loved me and they cared about me. Because every morning I woke up, I would look around me and wish that man was my father, and wish maybe that woman could be my mother. Maybe she's looking for me. But when I got that letter, it didn't matter how far he was from me. He became a family that I never heard. And he became a parent that was just handed over to me from heaven. And right now, I'm fully educated, I'm employed, I have a wonderful family, and my children will never live in poverty again. And one thing that used to hurt me most when I was growing up in poverty was being unable to help someone else. You might think, did you think of helping someone else when you are as poor as they were? But one thing that people don't understand from people who live in poverty is that they always wish they could help somebody else who is living like they are. And after being educated, I got that chance to help somebody else. I sponsor children, not because I have so much, but because I know the little I give them, if I could only share with them the little I have, they will never be the same again. And that is my life. The Lord has done it for me.
Oh, wow. Wow.